Fresh Art International presents conversations about creativity in the 21st century.
So, what we have for today, we have the landscape jar, which is food in layers, inspired in the layers of the agroforestry. So the first layer is the roots, which is the manioc. Then we have the wheat. Then we have a carrot layer, a carrot puree. Then we have a cauliflower layer, and then the salad.
This is Fresh Art International. I'm Kathy Bird. Today we're taking you out for lunch with artist Jorge Menna Barreto. The cafe within the pavilion that houses the 32nd São Paulo Biennial in Brazil is no ordinary eatery. You just heard Jorge introducing me to the brightly colored landscape that I'm about to eat. Jorge is the artist behind this truly delicious project. He created the cafe in partnership with local chefs and farmers to encourage awareness about the way we use our land and the global consequences of how we eat. The farming practice behind this project is agroforestry, the simultaneous cultivation of crops and trees. Okay, tell me what it is in Portuguese I'm ordering.
You're ordering pote, paisagem, uma sobremesa e refresco. A landscape jar, one dessert, and one iced tea. All of this was delivered to us from farmers who are doing agroforestry. So as you eat, you're also regenerating the landscape. This is what our project is about, is connecting eating habits to environmental impact. That's why it's called an environmental sculpture, right? To think of our mouths as a sculpting tool. As we eat, we also define how our landscape is being designed. We let the farmers determine what we are going to eat. It's an inversion in the conventional restaurant logic, right? So we are very seasonal. It's all organic. The land defines what we eat.
And it appears to be a vegan restaurant.
It's plant-based. In a country where 90% of the deforestation of our rainforest is due to soybean monoculture and cattle, we really have to analyze seriously the consumption of meat in terms of responsibility.
And have you done projects like this in the past? Is this a departure for you?
I had never worked in this scale, but I had worked with food. My postdoctoral research was on the connection of agroecology to site-specific practices in the arts.
That was my first encounter with Jorge Menna Barreto and his project Restauro. We meet again a few days later. I want to know more about the seed behind this fresh idea.
In Portuguese, we say restauro, which is restoration.
Restauro.
And etymologically, it's in the base of the restaurant, the word restaurant.
What brought you to this place to be directing this amazing culinary feast?
Well, as a kid, I wanted to be a waiter. And I'm from a family of doctors and lawyers and, these very conventional professions. And people would ask me, but why would you want to be a waiter? And I used to say, because I want to be close to food. I've always gravitated around the kitchen. I guess it all started there. I ended up studying art. I went through an MFA and a PhD. I started this postdoctoral research when I found this relation between agroecology and site-specific practices. Robert Smithson, the artist, when he was writing about the spiral jetty, he said, at first, I thought of building an island with the help of barges and boats. But in the end, I would let the site determine what I would build. There's a shift in the way of thinking that it's not the artist that will decide what to do on the place, and the place seen as a mere support for his action, but he comes into the place in an uncertain atmosphere and does an exercise of listening to that place. For me, that's the basis of the site-specific way of thinking. We say that we would like to let the site determine what I would eat. We're trying to relearn how to dialogue with these specificities. Our menu is plant-based. The whole project is related to an idea of an environmental sculpture.
Let's describe what agroforestry is, because that's key to your project, is how the crops are grown.
Exactly. Our suppliers are agroforesters. An agroforest, or a food forest as it's also called, is a way to cultivate the land that does not ignore the forest, but has a way to think of the food production integrated with the diversity of a forest. In an agroforest, you would plant all the species together. The farmer becomes sort of like a sculptor, because what he does is to mediate among these species in order to bring light to every one of them. In an agroforest, as you plant everything together, you start harvesting in 30 days. The rucola is the one that comes first, and you never stop. There's always something in season.
The menu changes every day.
Exactly.
Because of whatever ingredients come into you.
We don't know tomorrow's menu yet, for example, right?
That's something I don't know if a lot of chefs would be comfortable with.
Yes, no, not at all. And the whole team is adapting to that. But on the other hand, we are free to trust our instincts and our ability to read whatever ingredients we have. Every day, the first thing we do in the morning is we have a meeting and see everything that is ripening in the kitchen, and we lay out all the ingredients. From there, somehow things have been coming out. People have been enjoying it.
Oh, yes, and save room for dessert.
The dessert is made from an apple kind. We have 18 kinds of apples that have been delivered from our farmer. This one is very sweet. It's done with mango, strawberry, and a granola.
This is Fresh Art International. I'm Kathy Bird. You've been listening to my conversation with Brazilian artist Jorge Menna Barreto. His pop-up eatery inside the pavilion of the 32nd São Paulo Biennial is so much more than a restaurant. In this savory experience of art and biodiversity, the artist introduces the idea that every time we eat, we participate in an environmental sculpture in progress. Just imagine, the act of nourishing yourself has the power to regenerate and reshape our landscape. Visit freshartinternational.com to learn more and listen to a longer conversation with Jorge Menna Barreto. If you like this episode, please let us know on Instagram or Twitter at FreshArtIntl. Help us grow by rating and reviewing Fresh Art International on iTunes. You'll find us anywhere you go for podcasts. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more contemporary art talk.